Good morning, my dear students. In previous class, we discussed the concept of transistors, transistor configurations, current gain, voltage gain, power gain in each mode. So, once again, I will recall the previous class. What is meant by a transistor? Transistor is nothing but a device, electronic device, which can convert low voltage signal into high voltage signal, that likes the amplifier. Transistor means transfer plus resistance. That means a current signal or a voltage signal that can be sent through the device from low resistance to high resistance or high resistance to low resistance. That is a transistor, right? Next again, what is meant by biasing of the transistor and also working state of the transistor? Any transistor can have three regions which are called as emitter, base, diode. Three regions. Emitter, it is a region on one side of the transistor which can supply the charge carriers into the circuit. Again, collector is the another region on another side of the transistor which can collect the charge carriers coming from the emitter. Okay. Again, the middle region is known as the base. On the basis of areas, on the basis of thickness out of emitter, base and collector is having a more thick element or more thick region. Means out of emitter, base and collector is having more area of cross section because it can collect the charge carriers coming from the emitter. Next again, emitter is a thin region and also base in between emitter and collector, it is very thin region. So come on, tell me, out of emitter, base and collector, which one is having more thickness? Collector. Less thickness? Emitter. Very less thickness means it is a base. Right? Okay. Next again, emitter, also there is one another property. Emitter that emits the charge carriers or that can supply the charge carriers into the circuit. That means emitter is a heavily doped material. Heavily doped material means it contains large number of charge carriers. Collector is a moderately doped material and base is very thin doped material. Come on, tell me, on the basis of concentration of the charge carriers, which contains majority number of charge carriers means emitter, which contains some less number of charge carriers means collector. In between emitter and collector, base is very lightly doped. That means it contains very low charge carriers, right? Okay. Next again, on the basis of nature of emitter, collector and base, transistors are classified into three types. They are called PNP transistor and NPN transistor. PNP, that means a N-type material is sandwiched between two opposite P-type materials forms PNP transistor. Otherwise, a P-type material is sandwiched between two opposite N-type materials, it forms NPN transistor. So, in case of PNP or NPN, how many diodes are there? Two diodes. Between emitter and base, there is a diode. Between base and collector, there is another diode. So, in between emitter and base, the diode is named as emitter diode. In between base and collector, the diode is named as collector diode. Right? Again, suppose here, this is one transistor. This is called as NPN transistor. NPN transistor. This is called as the emitter and another region is known as the collector. Middle narrow region is called base. On the properties of the emitter, base and collector, emitter is a highly doped material. It is a highly doped material. Contains large number of charge carriers. Collector is a moderately doped material. Collector is a moderately doped material. Sorry, here N-type material. N-type means it contains majority number of electrons. Majority number of electrons. This contains a less number of charge carriers when compared with the emitter. Majority of the p-type semiconductor, it is a positive type, means it is having some less number of positive charge carriers. It is called as the NPN transistor. What is the circuit symbol for the NPN transistor? Any transistor can be represented like this. This line, horizontal line, indicates base. There are two lines on the other side of the base. One is called as the emitter and second one is called as base. Oh, sorry, collector. Suppose it is called as base. This one is emitter and this one is collector. How do you identify this symbol indicates NPN transistor? Compulsory in the circuit symbol of the transistor there should be an arrow mark kept on the emitter line. That arrow mark always shows the conventional current direction. Conventional current direction. Current direction means it is always taken from P side to N side, P type to N type. Suppose it is taken as NPN, means this is N, this is P, this is N, NPN. Emitter line can arrow mark pettali. That arrow mark always taken from P to N. That's why this is the arrow mark. So it is remembered that arrow mark on the emitter line should be lies within the circle, always within the circle. Then only it is a NPN transistor. And again, in case of PNP transistor, suppose this is PNP transistor, this is emitter, it is the collector, and this is the base, right? In emitter, it is made up of p-type semiconductor, means it contains large number of positive charge holes. Large number of positive charge holes. And again, collector is moderately doped, means contains less number of positive charge holes. In the middle region, which is very narrow, which is called as the N-type semiconductor. Here, the symbol for the PNP transistor is also represented by a circle with a horizontal line, and also there are two inclined lines. Compulsory, this line indicates the base. One is called emitter, second one is called collector. Here also, it is PNP now. This is P, this is N, this is P. Arrow mark compulsory kept on the emitter line, emitter line in which direction? Always taken from P to N. Ikkada ante P to N. So this indicates the symbol for PNP transistor. They are very important in the sense of IP point of view. There is one 2 marks question, that is mention the circuit symbols of PNP and NPN transistors. ఇక్కడ arrow mark లేకపోయినా సరే కంప్లీట్ గా దాన్ని వచ్చేసి రిమూవ్ చేస్తారండి. దే ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ circuit symbols, right? Next again, in the same previous class, let us define CB configuration, CE configuration, and also CC configuration. CB means common base. Common base means base is common to both input and output. For example, here, let this is a transistor. It is the base, and this is the collector, and this is the emitter. Let us take this is, say it is NPN transistor, NPN transistor. In between base and emitter, just we are applying input signal. It is the input signal, and between collector and base, an output is taken. This is the output. Okay, this is called as the NPN transistor in common base configuration. So in case of common base configuration, the current gain alpha can be defined as, ఇప్పుడు కూడా current gain is nothing but the ratio of output current to input current. In case of DC, and if DC is applied in the input region, DC is also applied in the output region. In such situations, output current means base is common, negative. So output లో collector common collector current is taken as the output current and emitter current is taken as the input current. IE by IC in case of DC, or in case of AC this can be represented by delta IC by delta IE. అలానే in case of common emitter configurations, common emitter, it is a transistor, it is base. Suppose here it is also NPN transistor. Compulsory analog should be kept on the emitter line NPN, and this is emitter, it is base, and this is the collector, right? Okay. Suppose here emitter is common to both input and output. This is input, and between collector and emitter output is taken. It is the output AC. Analog must be placed on the emitter line. You know that analog compulsory lies within the circle. So NP current IC is taken from P to N. Here how do you define the current gain? Current gain beta is equal to the ratio of output current to input current. Output means IC and input current is IB. IC by IB or delta IC by delta IB. Again, in case of common collector configuration, current gain gamma is equivalent to IE by IB. So IE by IB. And again here voltage gain is represented by AB is equal to output voltage by input voltage, means VCE by output means output is taken across collector and base. VCB by input is taken across emitter and base, that is equal to VB. VBC by VB. VBC by VB. According to Ohm's law, V is also equal to I into R. You know, ikkada output current is equal to IC into, and output resistance is called as the load resistance R by VBE is equal to, is also equal to I into R. BE means input region. Okay, input current is equal to, it is IB into input resistance is equal to R input. But you know, IE IC by IE is equal to what is value? Alpha. So that is called alpha into RL by RL. This is voltage gain. Next again, power gain AP is equal to, power gain is nothing but the current gain into voltage gain. Current gain is equal to alpha into voltage gain is equal to alpha into RL by RL. That is called alpha square into RL by R. Okay, they are the formulas corresponding to current gain, voltage gain, and power gain in case of CB configuration. In the same way, in case of CE configuration, beta equal IC by IB, voltage gain AB is equal. What is value? Output voltage to input voltage. Output is taken across collector and emitter. You know, that means VCE by input is taken across base and emitter. VB. That is equal. VCE is also equal to IC into RL by VBE is equal IB into RL. That is IC by IB is also equal to beta. Therefore, beta into RL by RI. Beta into RL by R. Next again, power gain PAP is equal to voltage gain into current gain. In the same way, we can be defined as beta square into RL by R. So these are the corresponding formulas as these are discussed in the previous section, right? Okay. Next, let us explain what is meant by transistor characteristics and what are the graphs from it, and how the transistor can be used as the amplifier, and how the transistor working as a electric switch in the circuit, how the transistor working as an oscillator in an electric circuit. These are very important in the sense of objective type examinations or objective type questions. So my dear students, suppose here, what are the transistor characteristics? Transistor characteristics means PN junction diode lo మనం characteristic terms వచ్చేసి indicate చేసాము. Characteristic means how the current passing through the PN junction diode by varying the potential difference across the diode. Also let us draw a graph between voltage and current in case of forward bias, voltage and current in case of reverse bias also, right? Next one, in the transistor also let us explain the characteristics. Okay, here transistor characteristics. Once again, మనకి ఇక్కడ how many transistors are there? Two types of transistors. One is NPN, second one is PNP transistor. Generally, in CBSE mode, there is one important question. NPN transistor is widely used in the electronic circuit than PNP transistors. Why or explain? Come on. NPN transistors are widely used in the electric circuits and compared with PNP transistors. What is the reason behind it? In general, NPN, in this transistor, majority charge carriers are electrons. In PNP transistors, majority charge carriers are positive charge holes, right? Okay. So, for NPN transistor, majority charge carriers are electrons. When the electron is taken in the electric field, force acting on the electron is equal to F is equal to EQ or E into E. You know that. Again, acceleration of the electron A is equal to F by M means E into E by M. It is a formula for acceleration of an electron which is kept in the electric field. Right? Next one, drift velocity of the electron Vd is equal to what the formula? Vd, drift velocity is nothing but the average velocity gained. V is equal to E plus AT. Say suppose it is starting from rest, A into T, and A is equal to E into E by M into T. It is the drift velocity after time distance. Again, mobility of the electron mu is equal to drift velocity per unit electric field. Drift velocity per unit electric field is called mobility, right? It is drift velocity of electron. Okay. Next again, let us calculate the drift velocity corresponding to positive charge hole. Out of positive charge hole and electron, both are having same charge, both are kept in the same electric field, and mass must be different. Mass of the electron is far less on compared with mass of the positive charge hole. Okay? Mass of the proton is nearly 1836 times the mass of electron. That means this positive charge particle is heavier particle. దీనికి మాస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది హోల్, ఎలక్ట్రాన్ మాస్ తక్కువ. ఇక్కడ మాస్ తక్కువ అంటే Vd ఎక్కువ. As Vd is more for electron, that's why mobility is also more because V equal to Vd by U. This is for electron. And compared with positive charge hole తీసుకుంటే drift velocity is very less. That's why mobility is also very less. Okay. Mobility of the electrons will be far greater than mobility of the positive charge hole. That's why we can easily mobile the electrons and compare with the positive charge hole when both are kept in the same field. That means electrical conduction in case of transistors is mainly by the electrons and not by the positive charge holes. Maybe positive charge holes valla కొంత electric current generate అవ్వచ్చు, but it is very feeble compared with the electrons. Right? So that's why here what is the right answer? NPN transistor is used as the widely used in the electrical circuits and compared to PNP transistor because mobility of the electron is greater than of the mobility of the positive charge hole. Enough. That is the main reason. Okay. So in general, transistors are ఇక్కడ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసేది కూడా only for NPN transistors. In some of the textbooks, they are explained by using PNP transistors also, but it is quite true and in very rare cases. In these transistor characteristics, PN junction diode characteristics suppose చేసాం కదా ఎలా suppose it is a PN junction diode, it is a diode P type material, N type material. P type is having positive charge holes, N type is having negative charge electrons. You know, suppose if this is the depletion layer of the chargeless region, barrier potential between these two terminals is equal to dB. Clearly observe, my dear students, without any basic idea about the PN junction diode, we can't understand the construction and also working of the transistors and also characteristics. So if P-type material is connected to positive polarity of the battery, N-type material is connected to negative polarity of the battery. What happens here? This diode is in forward bias. It is in forward bias. Suppose the applied voltage is equal to 1 volt, barrier potential is equal to, let it is 2 volts number. So in this situation, there is no current passing through the diode. So these positive charge holes are repelled from the positive polarity of the battery. Electrons are repelled from the negative polarity of the battery. These two are moving towards each other, means thickness of the depletion layer will be decreases to certain amount. As the applied potential increases from 1 volt to 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 and so on up to 2 volts. The current does not pass through the PN junction layer. Say it is applied potential difference and this is the current. Okay. If 0, there is no current. Suppose it is 0.5 volt applied, there is no current through the diode. And 1 volt, there is no current. 2 volts, the current at 2 volts, VB is also 2 volts current. ఇలా increase చేస్తున్నప్పుడు thickness of the depletion layer goes on decreasing. And applied is equal to barrier potential. At that moment, barrier potential is approximately taken as 0. In that situation, if the applied should be greater than barrier potential, applied EMF is greater than the barrier potential, from this instant, the current starts flowing through the PN junction diode like this. So this is the minimum value of the minimum value of the potential difference, minimum value of the applied potential difference through which current starts through the PN junction diode is called as the knee voltage, KVE knee voltage. Okay. So here after 2 volts, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.8, after this the current is approximately increases with the applied potential difference. So this is the term how the current varies with the applied potential difference in case of forward bias. This is known as the forward characteristics of the PN junction diode. Understand? Okay. Next one, in the same way, suppose if P-type material is connected to lower potential, N-type is connected to higher potential. This diode is called as reverse bias. In this reverse bias, positive charge holes in P-type semiconductor are attracted towards the negative polarity of the battery. Negative charge electrons are attracted towards the positive polarity of the battery. That's why these charge carriers are moving like this. These are moving like this. Then what are the thickness of depletion layer? Those are increasing continuously. But you know very well, initially P-type is having majority carriers of holes, and at the same time there are some minority electrons also. Minority means very less amount. N-type semiconductor also majority number of electrons are there, and there are some minority number of positive charge holes. And it is connecting the reverse bias. These negative charge electrons in P-type semiconductor, they are repelled from the negative polarity and cross over the PN junction diode. They constitute the rectangle. Here also positive charged holes from N side, they are moving from N to P, they constitute the hole current. So they are very less number, current conduction through this minority charge case is also very less. It is measured in microamperes, right? Microamperes. Now ఇక్కడ ఏం చేసాం, ఫాల్ వైర్స్ తో కంపేర్ చేస్తే పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్ విల్ బి రివర్స్, మీన్స్ నెగటివ్ పొటెన్షియల్ డిఫరెన్స్. దిస్ ఈజ్ 0.5 volts, 1 volt, 2 volt అలా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తుంటే కరెంట్ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజెస్ స్లైట్లీ బికాస్ దిస్ light increase in current that indicates the due to minority charge carriers. Minority charge carriers. Now again, increase చేస్తూ ఉంటే at a particular negative potential, the bonds in the covalent bonds in the depletion layer, they are also broken such that once again electron positive charge hole pair is created. They are also moving cross over the p junction layer, and again they constitute the electric current. So beyond the potential difference, current increases enormously. Therefore, the reverse potential at which covalent bonds are broken is known as the breaking potential, and this is called as the avalanche breaking or avalanche breakdown. So this current indicates the reverse bias characteristics of the p-n junction diode. In the same way, let us explain the characteristics of the transistor. Are you understand? Very important circuit diagram also compulsory as usual గా నేను ఎలాగైతే ఇస్తానో అలానే ఫాలో చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మనకి సర్క్యూట్ డయాగ్రామ్ అలా ఉంటుంది, అంతేగాని డయాగ్రామ్ అలా కళ్ళు మూసుకుని వేసి అలా చేస్తే కంపల్సరీ ఎక్కడో మిస్టేక్ చేస్తాం. ఇట్స్ నాట్ దట్. ఫస్ట్ వన్, ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్. లెట్ us here we are taking the NPN transistor. So this is the NPN transistor. This is the NPN transistor, and also let us consider CE configuration. CE, common emitter configuration, because in CE configuration current gain is more on compared with CB and CC. Mostly NPN transistor in common emitter configuration, that is widely used in the electrical circuits, because current gain is maximum in case of CE. Okay, this is NPN transistor. This is having base, one is collector and second one is emitter. This is the base. Suppose it is collector and this is emitter. Which type of transistor is this? NPN. This is N-type material, this is P-type material, and this is also N-type material. Compulsory arrow mark is kept on the emitter line. That indicates conventional current means is taken from P to N. Now this is common emitter, means emitter is common to both input and output. Let's see, this is the emitter. Emitter is common to both input and output. That means emitter జాగ్రత్తగా గమనించండి, very carefully. This is collector and emitter, and this is emitter and base. Input is applied in between base and emitter. Collector is applied only. Collector diode compulsory output is taken across collector and emitter. Okay. Before we do this, for the working of a transistor, I will explain. I can explain in the previous class. For the working of a transistor, for the active mode of the transistor, compulsory emitter diode is kept in forward bias, collector diode is kept in reverse bias. Very important point. And for the activation of a transistor, activation of any transistor, whatever it may be, PNP or NPN, to activate a transistor compulsory emitter diode is in forward bias and collector diode is in reverse bias. So here emitter diode is in forward bias, EF. Second one, collector diode is in reverse bias, CR. Here the EF, CR. Always emitter base in forward bias, collector base in reverse bias, right? Okay. Suppose here this is the emitter diode. Emitter diode must be kept in forward bias. N type mainly it is N type semiconductor, base is P type semiconductor. Emitter based diode is in forward bias means forward bias lo P type is connected to positive polarity, N type is connected to negative polarity. Say here P to P, N to N. This is in forward bias. Forward bias. Reverse bias అయితే in reverse bias P to N or N to P. ఇవన్నీ గుర్తుంచుకోండి. Right here there is a diode and there is a battery which is connected in this emitter diode such that it can activate the transistor means it is in forward bias. P type is connected to positive polarity of the battery and N type is connected to negative polarity of the battery. This is plus and this is minus. Therefore here the EMF of the battery in this conductor diode is said to be, it is represented by generally VBB. VBB. This indicates the battery which is connected in the base region. This will cause the emitter diode is in forward bias. Okay. Similarly, collector diode must be in reverse bias means collector diode reverse bias to undali. In reverse bias, P type is connected to negative polarity of the battery or N type is connected to positive polarity of the battery. So this is N collector is N type. So N type is connected to another battery, this is inco battery. దీనిలో another battery for N type semiconductor is connected to positive polarity of the battery and remaining one is connected to negative polarity of the battery. This is the negative polarity, positive and negative. That means this collector diode will be in reverse bias. Have you understand? Now the EMF of the battery connected in this output region or in this collector region is represented by VCC. So output battery represented by VCC, input battery represented by VBB. These two batteries, one of them connected in the input region, that will cause the forward bias of the emitter diode. The second one causes the reverse bias of the collector diode. Okay. So characteristic means how the current through the diode will be changes with respect to applied potential difference. And a graph is drawn. That is the critical value. So here, చూడండి ఇక్కడ సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ ఇన్పుట్ లో వోల్టేజ్ పెంచుతున్నాము అంటే ఇన్పుట్ లో కరెంట్ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. emitter కామన్ తీసేసేది. బేస్ నుంచి వెళ్ళేటువంటి కరెంట్ ఎంతో కనుక్కోవాలి అంటే బేస్ ఇస్ వెరీ లైట్లీ డౌట్మెటికల్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తామంటే there is one ammeter is connected, ammeter base is very lightly doped means its current is very less, it is represented in microamps. Also microamperes, and this will measure the IB means base current. IB is always represented in microamps. Same time collector నుంచి నీకు వచ్చేసి కరెంట్ వస్తుంది. This has positive, current action in this region will be taken from positive to negative కదా. So this is taken as the collector current IC. On compared with base, collector is somehow heavily doped. That means it value measured in milliamps. That's why here also let us connect an ammeter. This measures the collector current. Okay. Next again, what is the potential difference changes in between base and emitter? Base కి emitter మధ్యలో పొటెన్షియల్ ఎలా చేంజ్ అవుతుందో కనుక్కోవాలి అంటే ఈ రెండింటి మధ్యలో ఒక వోల్ట్ మీటర్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. This is the voltmeter. This voltmeter measure the potential difference across base and emitter. VBE, potential difference across base and emitter. Also, the potential difference across the collector and base, how it is changed. It can also be measured by using one more voltmeter. It will measure the VCE, voltage or potential difference between collector and emitter. ఇక్కడ కలెక్టర్ అండ్ emitter అవుట్పుట్ లో ఎలా చేంజ్ అవుతుందో మెజర్ చేయాలంటే వోల్టమీటర్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. దట్ విల్ మెజర్ VCE. Voltage in between base and emitter will be changed by using by measuring by using this voltmeter VDE, right? So this is the circuit symbol to know the characteristics of the PNP or NPN transistor in the combinator mode. Are you understand? Very easy and తెలుసుకుంటే. So ఇక్కడ మనకి in case of PN junction diode, when it is connected either forward bias or reverse bias, just we take a graph. But here there are two diodes. One is input diode, second one is output diode. That's why here we are having two characteristics. One is known as the input characteristics, second one output characteristics. Input means in the input region how the current IB changes with respect to VB. In the output region also how the current IC changes with respect to VC. That's why we draw two graphs, one corresponding to input characteristics, second one corresponding to output characteristics. Say for example, first one input characteristics. Input characteristics. It is also a graph between voltage and current. On x-axis, voltage means input voltage will be VBE. So this is VBE measured in volts, and input current is equal to IB measured in microamps. Okay. Suppose if we increase the potential difference by applying VBB, suppose VBB is equal to 0 volts, current to the base is also equal to 0. So here see here, let VBE is equal, VBE means VBB. Okay, it is nothing but a device. This will measure the potential difference between base and emitter. How change అవుతుంది? By changing VBB. So if VBE is equal to 0 volts, what is the value of current to the base? Base is equal to IB, or IB is also equal to 0. It is a junction diagram, emitter base junction diode. Emitter is connected to negative polarity, base is connected to positive polarity, means compulsory it is forward bias. Same as forward bias. So forward bias characteristics ఎలా వస్తాయో ఇక్కడ సేమ్ అలానే వస్తాయి. And a graph is drawn by taking like this. So this is the graph. But it should be remembered one point. In case of single isolated diode, the curve is drawn between I and B. Okay, enough. But here in the output region also there is one another pattern. To measure the input characteristics, compulsory output potential difference remains at constant. Kabatti this graph is drawn at VCE is equal to 0 volts, right? VCE means voltage across collector and emitter is equal to 0 volts. Input లో వచ్చేసి ఇది కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉంటుంది ఇప్పుడు కూడా. ఇక్కడ VBE పెంచుతా ఉన్నాం, IB ఎలా మారుతుంది. Suppose a graph is drawn, right? Next one, suppose if VCE is equal to first time 0 better. If VCE is equal to, this is at VCE is equal to 0 volts. Suppose if VCE is equal to 2 volts పెట్టామనుకుందాం, 2 volts కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉంచి మళ్ళా ఇది 0 నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. VBB 0 నుంచి 0 వచ్చినప్పుడు IB 0, 1 వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎంత వస్తుంది, 2 వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎలా ఎంత వస్తుంది అని మొత్తం తీసుకుని and second one graph is drawn. This graph is also like this. This is at VCE is equal to 2 volts. VCE is equal to 2 volts. So these curves indicates the input characteristics of the transistor in the common emitter mode. The common emitter mode. Are you understand? Here the minimum potential VBE at which current starts flowing through the PN junction, current starts flowing through the transistor is said to be knee voltage. VKNV, knee voltage. The value of knee voltage depends on nature of the diode form. Maybe it is silicon or germanium. Okay. This is the input characteristics of the PN field. Next one, suppose from this point onwards approximately it is taken as a and it will come as straight line. Suppose it is taken as a curve. In between these 2 points, let us consider 2 points which is called as A and this is called as B. In between A and B, how do you find out the input resistance? Here I indicate this line indicates the change in current in base region, that is equal to delta I. And this will indicate change in voltage, that means delta VB. Delta VB. Now here a tangent is drawn on the curve at this point. This makes an angle theta with horizontal line, so that slope indicates delta IB by delta VB. Reciprocal of the slope is equal to resistance. Therefore, input resistance Ri is equal to delta VBE by delta IB. It is the formula for input resistance. Understand? Okay. So after completing the input characteristics, only a graph is drawn enough. In అంతకంటే నేను ఎక్కువ ఆలోచించొద్దు. ఓన్లీ ఇన్పుట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ చేస్తాము, గ్రాఫ్ యొక్క షేప్ ఎలా వస్తుంది. బట్ రిమెంబర్ one thing my dear students, while drawing characteristics of input region, compulsory output voltage kept at constant in each and every case. Okay, at VC equal 0 volts, there is one curve is drawn. At VC equal 2 volts, there is another curve is drawn. Right? Next one, what is meant by output characteristics corresponding to the output characteristics? Output characteristics. Output means how the current in the output region changes with respect to output voltage. In output voltage means output voltage means VCE, voltage across the conductor diameter. This is measured in volts. Next, current output current means IC. Compulsory IC is taken in milliamperes. You can doubt problem, sir. Why you taking IC as milliamps and ID in microamps? On comparative collector base, collector is a moderately doped material. Means on comparative base it contains majority number of charge carriers. They constitute the collector current. So based on compare the current equal milli, which means 10 power minus 3. దీంతో కంపేర్ చేస్తే తక్కువ మైక్రోలో 10 power minus 6. Okay, milliamps. Right? So in case of input characteristics, output potential difference remaining constant while studying the input characteristics. But remember my students, to measure the output characteristics and how IC will be changed with respect to VCE, keeping input current remains constant. That means if input current IB is equal to, suppose it is 10 microamps, then constant IB is equal to 10 microamps. This fixes. ఇప్పుడు VCE is equal to VCE తో పాటు ICE ఎలా మారుతుంది? VCE 0, IC is also equal to 0. VCE 1, IC 0. VCE 2, IC 0. VCE 3, IC is 1. ఇలా చేంజ్ చేస్తూ వస్తుంది. ఇది ఏ బయాస్ లో ఉంటుంది? కరెక్టెడ్ మస్ట్ బి రివర్స్ బయాస్. ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ రివర్స్ బయాస్, what is like this? So in this y axis ఇక్కడ మనకి మైక్రోఆంప్స్ లో తీసుకుంటాం. దీన్ని రివర్స్ చేసి ఇక్కడ రాస్తాం అంతే, అంతకంటే ఏం లేదు. సో కరెంట్ యాక్సిస్ 5 తీసుకుంటాం. కాబట్టి కర్వ్ ఈస్ ఇనిషియల్లీ IC increases with VCE approximately in linear way. After that it becomes a constant. It becomes a constant. This is the curve drawn at IB is equal to 10 microamps. Okay na? So ఇక్కడ చూడండి, for VCE 0, IC is also 0. On increasing VCE to 1 volt, IC is also equal to 1 volt. And again it is 2 volts, it is 2 amps. So after this 3 volts, this 1, 3 volts 1. Again, on increasing the apparent potential difference, it will reaches to a maximum value of current, and this will remain constant. This is called the saturation current. So this is the nature of the current. Okay, this is the graph at IB is equal to 10 microamps. Similarly, suppose if IB is equal to 20 microamps, and input current వచ్చేసి కాన్స్టెంట్ గా పెట్టాలి. IB 20 పెట్టి అగైన్ మళ్ళీ VCE తో పాటు AC ఎలా మారుతుంది? VCE 0 ఉన్నప్పుడు IC 0, 2 ఉన్నప్పుడు 0, 3 ఉన్నప్పుడు 0, ఇలా ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తూ వస్తే up to 4 it is equal to 1, 5 ఉన్నప్పుడు 2 and constant. Again there is draw a graph like this. So this is the output graph at IB is equal to 20 microamps. Are you understand? Okay. Similarly, if IB is equal to 30 microamps, there is one other curve. So curve is also. This is IB is equal to 30 microamps. So observe here. If the input current is increased from 10 to 20, 30 or increases today, saturation IC current will be changes. Saturation IC current will be increases. Right? So this is the nature of the output characteristic curves. Enough? Are you understand? Okay. Here there are 3 regions in this output case, output regions. Observe here. 3 regions. So they are very important on the basis of conceptual regions. Suppose this region is said to be called as the saturation region, and this region is called as the cutoff region. It is called as the cutoff region, and in between this and this is the active region of the transistor. Active region. Okay? Cutoff region. This is saturated region. Okay. Observe this. How do you define the saturated, cutoff regions and active regions? Saturated means observe ఏంటండి, ఈ IC కరెంట్ ఇక్కడ ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర తీసుకుంటే IC కరెంట్ ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి, ఇస్ అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ బేస్ కరెంట్ కదా, అవునా? ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ at this point IC equal to some value 20 and this is independent of IB కరెంట్, IB ఇక్కడ లేదండి. So how it is possible? అంటే ఏంటి, కలెక్టర్ కరెంట్ is almost independent on base current. Collector current is almost independent on base current. That means collector current is almost independent means there is a collector current which is independent on base current. And base change చేసిన collector current వస్తుంది మనకి. To get the output current which is independent on input, compulsory this diode is also getting forward bias. You know, when the diode is getting forward bias, current is flowing through the transistor. Enough. That means if there is an IC is independent of IB means IC రావాలి అంటే ఇది కూడా కలెక్టర్ డయోడ్ కూడా ఏ బయాస్ లో కలపాలి, ఫార్వర్డ్ బయాస్ లో కలుపుతుంది. కానీ ముందే ఉన్నా మనం కంపల్సరీ ఇన్పుట్ బేస్ డయోడ్ వచ్చేసి ఫార్వర్డ్ బయాస్ లో ఉండాలి, కలెక్టర్ బేస్ డయోడ్ వచ్చేసి సెంటర్ బయాస్ లో ఉండాలి అన్నాం. దట్ ఇస్ ద యాక్టివ్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ది ట్రాన్సిస్టర్. But in this region IC is almost independent on IB. That means it is also sitting forward bias. So remember my dear students, in case of saturated region, both the diodes are set to be in forward bias. First one emitter diode, second one collector diode. Both are set to be in forward bias. Very important point. And again in this cutoff region, no, almost ఇక్కడ మీకు ఎంత వస్తుంది అంటే IB is 10 microamps ఉన్నప్పుడు it is approximately equal to 1 milliamp, it is equal to 2 milliamps, it is equal to 3 milliamps. Okay na, experimental values. Below this IC is approximately equal to ఎంత 0.1 0.2 అలా వస్తుంది. IC 0.1 0.2 means almost negligible. In this region IC is almost negligible. IC negligible means IC is approximately taken as 0. IC is taken as 0 means అంటే అవుట్పుట్ కరెంట్ రాకూడదు. అవుట్పుట్ కరెంట్ రాకూడదు అంటే ఇది వచ్చేసి రివర్స్ బయాస్ లో ఉండాలి. సపోజ్ ఇన్పుట్ రీజియన్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో కెప్ట్ ఇన్ ద రివర్స్ బయాస్, ఇది కూడా ఈ డయోడ్ కూడా రివర్స్ బయాస్ లో ఉంచితే there is no current passing through the transistor. That means in case of cutoff region, emitter diode is also in reverse bias, collector diode is also in reverse bias, both are in reverse bias. This will cause only almost in collector, cutoff region, IC is independent of, IC is approximately 0. Next one, active region. ఈ active region లో కంపల్సరీ ఉంటాను. emitter diode is in forward bias, collector diode is in reverse bias. So ఇది ఫార్వర్డ్ కరెంట్ చేయాలి, వచ్చేటువంటి కరెంట్ కలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకేనా? రిమెంబర్ మై డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. హౌ మెనీ రీజియన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ అవుట్పుట్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఏ ట్రాన్సిస్టర్? So there are three regions. What are the three regions? One is saturated region, second one is cutoff region, and third one is active region. In case of saturated region, both the diodes are in forward bias. In case of cutoff region, both the diodes are in reverse bias. In case of active region, emitter diode is in forward bias and collector diode is in reverse bias. This very 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 important. Why in saturated region both are in forward bias means in saturated region collector current is almost independent of base current. Why in cutoff region both are in reverse bias means in cutoff region approximately IC is equal to 0, collector current 0. To take the collector current 0 means it is possible only when input and output both are in reverse bias. In reverse bias there is no current passing through the transistor. Only in active region both are in one is in forward bias and second one is in reverse bias. So in this active region only transistor can be used as an amplifier. Okay, very important point. In case of how in which region transistor that can be used as the amplifier means in the active region. In active region means emitter diode is in forward bias and collector diode is in reverse bias, right? Okay, my dear students, current gain, voltage gain and voltage characteristics. Most of the problems depends on voltage gain and current gain in case of transistors. Without seeing the further video, you almost complete the 99.9 problems in case of module 1, module 2, module 3 also. There are few problems like circuit diagrams definitely also. They are derived on the basis of Kirchhoff laws. So the Kirchhoff laws, how to use the Kirchhoff law in case of the transistor, and when it is used as a transistor as an amplifier and also switch, that two are explained in the next class. Okay.